Oh my god.
Oh. Man, that's strong.
Hey!
Episode 2 of What's Happening, where we
In case
discuss...
you didn't know how much 2 is.
Yeah, 2. In case you didn't know how much 2 was.
I just said that.
Oops.
Oh my god, you're so awkward.
Cut,
Stop being nervous.
cut that part out. Cut that part out.
Doing the chicken dance?
Yeah.
Cut that part out.
Where we discuss some serious issues and some not so serious. I don't know how to describe it, but
Some stupid issues.
we pretty much go over some things that happened either throughout the week or whatever, whenever we found it. I don't know, whatever. We wanted to first discuss, we're going on a diet and also an exercise regimen. What is it?
So I think a lot of, well, first I want to preface.
Oh, yeah, really?
A lot of libertarians that I know seem to really take care of themselves. They eat a healthy diet and they exercise every day. So we kind of want to live those values also.
Just libertarians.
I don't know, it seems like a trend. Like, I know a lot of libertarians who are either paleo or keto. Well, I don't know if anyone has heard of Whole30, but basically it's a reset diet where you take out all the foods that are inflammatory to your diet that could possibly trigger a reaction in your body that you don't know about because you eat these foods every day. So it includes the food groups of grains and wheat, like any type of carbs, basically, like any refined carbs, any whole wheat, or what is it called, whole grain.
Yeah.
And you also can eat legumes, beans, which includes peanuts, no dairy, and nothing with added sugar. So that also means like no natural sugars like honey or agave or stevia either. The only sugar you can have is from fruit, and they discourage you from eating it separate from like a meal. Like the only reason why you need fruit juice is to like enhance like a sauce or something.
Yeah. So what can you have on the Whole30 diet then?
You can have proteins like meat. Oh yeah, the one thing you can't have is soy. So
Soy.
and you're gonna say that. You can't have soy because it's a possible allergen, but you can have any type of animal protein and some nut proteins. And I think, you know what's ironic? Peanuts are not actually nuts, they're legumes. So you can't have peanut butter or peanuts.
Yeah. But we did have dinner that was Whole30. It was almond crusted chicken tenderloins with kale and almonds, baked kale and almonds, and it was really good. So yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So the point of Whole30 is that it's 30 days, and after 30 days, then you reintroduce each food group back in individually for a couple days at a time to see if you react differently.
To kind of see like what you're allergic to or what your body reacts in a negative way. You know, like maybe you do that 30 days and then you find that your acne is clearing up, and then you introduce a food group, and that food group is or whatever food you introduced, and you notice after a week that your acne is starting to come back. You're like, oh, maybe that's what is making me break out. So that's kind of the whole point. Like you were saying, it's like a cleansing diet in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people lose some weight, but mostly change their body composition. So like if you're looking to lose fat around your stomach, like your waist area, or like your arms or legs, then this is like a good diet to do that. Because when a lot of people cut out a lot of those food groups, then they find that they also lose fat. Because you're training your body to use protein and good oils, like good fats, to run off of instead of sugar. Yeah,
because especially like when people are at work and they want something quick to snack on, they'll go to the vending machine.
Go to the vending machine
and get a Snickers or potato chips, whatever. And obviously you're not supposed to do that because that's just, like you were saying, sugar and carbs and all that stuff. So instead, what would you snack on that's good?
Well, actually, they discourage from having snacks. They tell you to eat mini meals, which means 2 different types of food at a time. So if you're going to have a snack, you would have something like a handful of almonds plus a boiled egg. Or like carrot sticks and almond butter. Or guacamole or something.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to add about the Whole30 and her exercise regimen? Or?
Well, the exercise regimen, we're not really sure yet, but I know I want to do weight training because I need to get a more feminine figure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to gain that much muscle, but I want to tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing this because we want people to hold us accountable. Be like, hey, you still on the diet? Hey, you still doing exercise? Because I feel like if we do this, then we're gonna, after like 3 or 4 days, who cares? Let's just go out and do, eat or something. Go out and go to a restaurant or something. But instead, we're legit gonna be on a Whole30 diet and exercise, and it's gonna be a strict protocol. So we're not gonna go off of it. What about wine?
You're not technically supposed to have it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's going to be probably for her. It's going to be the hardest. All right, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about was North Korea. That was a big issue. It still is actually. All the peace talks that are happening. Mm-hmm. And I guess there's a lot of people out there who I think they want Trump to fail.
They would rather Trump fail in the country, North Korea, potentially go to war with us even.
Right.
Or at least stay the way it is. Which it's been like that for 50 years or something? In the Korean War?
Yeah, 50 plus.
Yeah, they'd rather have that happen than see Trump do something good, because then what are they going to do? They can't demonize him because he's done something good.
Yeah, I mean, if Trump, I don't really know how much percent Trump really has anything to do with it. I mean, it could be 1%. I don't even care. If he's just riding along and not wanting anything bad to happen, great. Like the South Korean president, Moon, he's probably the one that's mostly behind it, and that's awesome. Also, I believe Kim Jong-un and the Chinese leader, I can't remember his name, Xi or I can't remember how you pronounce it, whatever, but they met. And it seems like they're going to cooperate and actually want this to happen as well. Mm-hmm. So I saw something about they're going to have families reunite. I believe in August. I can't remember exactly the dates, but I believe it's in August where they're going to have families reunite. I'm not sure how many. I don't know if it's going to be all of them. I don't even know what the numbers are.
What does that even mean?
Well, there's families that were separated from the whole separation of the countries or the
really?
peninsula. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they're going to have families finally be reunited. So it's going to be pretty interesting how that's going to go down. But
It's really inconsiderate of the Korean people, though.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny, too, because I've seen people who live in Korea or are focusing on the way that the South Korean media is handling this and presenting this whole ordeal. And it's completely different. Here in America, it's always about, how Trump is doing it or how Kim Jong-un is manipulating Trump or whatever. But over in South Korea, it's all about, just Korea. I mean, obviously, I guess that makes sense because, Koreans are going to want Korean news, But
yeah,
the way the American mainstream media, or just the media in general, the news media in general, is presenting it is just a complete, not even wondering how it is with the South Koreans and how they're, how they're looking at it. It's all about America and how can we make Trump look bad. I guess with Fox News is how awesome Trump is, and when can we give him that peace prize?
It's all selective outrage.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he does. Some people just like it, and some people will hate it no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't benefit the people, they'll still want it to happen. I think a lot of people want to know: do you have a personal investment in this since you're half Korean?
I guess so. I guess I do. I don't know.
Is that why you feel strongly about it?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I'm also passionate about the wars in the Middle East too. But I don't know if any of those countries are separated. Maybe Israel. I guess that's probably the only one. But I'm not really sure. But yeah, with the Korean War, it's definitely, I guess because I am half Korean, so I don't know. But I mean, is that bad that
No, it's a good
I feel
thing.
that way?
Because that means you'll educate yourself on it.
Because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a Korean expert or anything on the Korean War and know everything and try to act like I know what I'm talking about or whatever. But I want to learn more about it. So The next topic that we wanted to talk about was, and it's been a big issue lately.
Speaking of separating families.
Yeah, I know, right? Is the immigration issue down in the Mexican border.
Yeah, there's a lot of Texas stories.
Yeah. So, what is the libertarian? How should libertarians feel about immigration? Thoughts?
Well, we recently listened to Dave Smith.
Oh yeah.
About this issue, and it is a complicated issue because when you have a state, especially the size of the United States, you can't really have open borders because people will just come pouring in economically,
Right.
They'll be coming here for economic prosperity, and some libertarians would say that that's a good thing and that's fine. They're forgetting that there's so many things that are run by the state here, it's kind of impossible to have an actual ANCAP society as we are now.
Right.
So if tons of immigrants come pouring in who can't speak English, who are just people who are coming here purely for economic reasons illegally.
Right.
And some of these people are being human trafficked, especially the kids, and that was another issue about it. But to finish my point, the people who are coming here illegally will still be using the roads and public transportation and all that type of thing, even if they end up paying, even if they don't go to using welfare or something. So they'll still be using state-sponsored resources.
Right. Yeah, speaking about human trafficking, that obviously that article from Reason where they were talking about, hey, we should, we should have better smugglers to have these people come in, and that's just really? That's such a dumb resolution.
I don't know. How can they call themselves libertarian? That's the worst idea ever.
Well, some people would have you think that libertarians just want you to do whatever you want. Just do anything. Who cares?
To finish my libertarian point, now if we had completely free society, no state basically, then we would be able to have no borders because we would have private property borders, which would be different communities would come together and decide what their borders are.
Okay,
and they would vote on it everybody. They wouldn't have representatives. They would decide who is allowed in and who isn't. Okay,
so say the border of Texas, and say we did actually have private property borders, whatever. There's no state was going to be able to say, okay, this is the border of Utah, or the border of Illinois, whatever. Mm-hmm. Do you think people would? Do you think the way that it's structured now, do you think people would still want that border to exist, or do you think it would just be completely destroyed and everything would just start anew?
You mean the border between Mexico and Texas? Or?
Yeah, or just borders in general. The way
I think
that it's
people would
done
still
now.
want it to be enforced, but it would be more localized.
Do you think there should be a limit on how many people come into the United States, like how some countries do it?
I'm not sure about that, but I think in order to discourage illegal immigration, we need to stop letting people who have a kid here automatically get citizenship. I mean, not the parents, but the kid who's born on soil.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of weird because technically they'd be a Native American because that's all they would know. But I don't think that parents would even come here if they knew that they wouldn't get citizenship through their kid.
Yeah, I think
it would also stop them from being separated. So
you're saying that if parents didn't think that they had this incentive for their kids to come into America, mm-hmm. and their kid is automatically going to be a citizen, mm-hmm. they're not going to want to come here.
Yeah. Illegal immigration makes legal immigration harder. I've had a personal experience with it, not myself, but family members, and the immigration process legally is really hard. You have to go through so many interviews and pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it takes forever, up to a couple of years to process.
And then you see how the illegal immigrants come in, and then they just get all the benefits and not really have to work hard for it.
Yeah. And people might say, oh, well, I know someone who... But I also know someone who came here on a visa, overstayed, then got married to a U.S. citizen. All they had to do was adjustment of status, and then that was it.
Donald Trump praised, the internet sales tax, where if you buy something on the internet, you're going to get additional tax on it, even if it's across state lines or whatever. I'm just talking about borders.
I know, right?
All that stuff. So he praised it. And some people are saying he's doing that because it's going to hurt Amazon. And I guess he and Jeff Bezos, or however you pronounce his last name, Bezos. I don't know. But I guess some people are saying that because he has a grudge against him or something. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Amazon's the only carrier that can get to our apartment the right way.
Yeah, I know. And then whenever the government USPS tries to give us mail, it takes for fucking ever.
Yeah, or they're like, oh, we couldn't deliver it to you, so we had to send it back. Thanks for telling me after you sent it back.
So yeah, more taxes. Great. Thanks, Supreme Court. Okay, so it was 5-4 the vote. And it looks like Chief Justice John Roberts and Justices Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan dissented from the court's ruling, as in they didn't want this to happen. So if I remember correctly, I think Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan are like more of the liberal justices. John Roberts was appointed during Bush, so I don't really know what to think about that, but yeah. So when you think about it, the other ones that were voting for it, like Clarence Thomas, Anthony Kennedy, they want more tax, and the liberal justices didn't want it. So that's interesting to think about. Yeah. And now we're going to talk about an op-ed in Munchies, which was part of Vice, about cultural appropriation.
Yep, and this is your HAPA segment.
Yeah.
Because it's related to Hapas.
Yeah, so the title of the article, and again, I'm going to show a picture of it and list it here, wherever, here, I don't know. Cultural appropriation is complicated when you're a mixed race chef. All right. Passing as white makes my life easier at times, but to some people, it also delegitimizes my qualifications to cook Chinese food.
You don't have to read the whole thing, but basically the gist of it is he feels like he's not sure if he's culturally appropriating Chinese food by cooking it, or he feels like other people might think that he's not qualified because he looks sort of white, which is really stupid. People should just be able to cook whatever food they want. It doesn't matter what race they are. If they're an expert in the food that they're cooking, then they should cook it.
Right. I mean, you see a lot of people, they're cooking French-inspired meals, and they're not even French, or Hispanic meals, and they're not even Hispanic. So there's a lot of chefs like that.
I don't think it's that big of a deal growing up mixed race.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, you kind of have two cultures you can learn instead of just one.
Yeah. Do you notice it's always the ethnic side that people are mad about? They're like, I'm not any less Chinese, or like I'm not any less black if I look more white.
Yeah.
I think if you grow up in the West and white is normal, I guess. White is normal. Or at least in most areas. There's some areas that you can live in the U.S. where you would be still a minority if you're white. But I guess people want it to be different, so they want to look more like their ethnic side. But at the same time, it sounds like he also wants to look white because it's easier. I don't think it's easier.
Yeah, it seems like he's conflicted. I mean, I guess that's normal, and I guess that's okay to be conflicted. I mean, we're both half, and I mean, do you ever feel conflicted about, am I more this or am I more that? Or yeah.
But I don't think it's any different from any other struggle that I'd have to go through if I was something else.
I mean, and if people are going to look at you differently because you're not full this or full that, well, that's their problem. That's not your problem. I mean, you didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice to be. Unlike there's some people out there who think they can change their skin color. Now all of a sudden they're black or whatever.
I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, really? But I guess it's a real struggle for some, and that's fine. But it just looks like it's more of an outside source that's making them feel that way than what they actually feel, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be the end of episode 2 of this edition of What's Happening.
If you're not subscribed to us already, then hit the subscribe button. We do mostly live streams, so if you want to listen to us, not really interview, but just talk to different types of people on different issues, mostly related to politics or culture, then subscribe to our channel and hit the bell for notifications so that you know when we live stream.
And also, if you want to see more extra content, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/HAPAsupremacy. And you can donate at least $1 up to $15 or more. Depends on how you feel.
If you're at the $15 tier, then you can decide what type of videos that we do or what types of things that we talk about with guests on live streams.
Last but not least, go to our website, HAPAsupremacy.com. We're going to be updating that as frequently as we can.
And if anyone wants to write for our website, then send us an email at hapasupremacy@gmail.com.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. My voice is weird because I'm sick.